Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. And today, let's play Spot Facebook's Logic, because I think this is actually a rather important thing, and here's what's going on. And I've got notes here from Cyberscoop, and I think you guys are going to find this interesting. Now, Facebook on yesterday, announced basically a new security program for Facebook and Instagram accounts of presidential campaigns. We are talking about the US presidential election coming up in 2020. If you're running for president, they have a new security system for you. And basically, their whole goal is to try to keep these from getting hit or hacked. Now, this is a voluntary program that requires Facebook page administrators to enable two-factor authentication, and in turn, Facebook will monitor login attempts from unusual locations or devices. Once an anomalous login attempt is detected, Facebook security personnel can basically warn the presidential candidate's organization and basically, confirm if this is legitimate or not. Facebook pages of the presidential candidates would also have to go through a separate step to confirm that they are actually authorized to publish information on behalf of the organization. Now, according to Mark Zuckerberg on this, and I quote, "I'm confident that we're a lot more prepared than in 2016. I also know for a fact that more nation states are now also more sophisticated in their attacks, and they're certainly attempting to continue to do this." And Facebook is not incorrect in that, in the sense that just recently they had to dismantle 4 different foreign influence operations that were basically phony accounts that were pushing false narratives for the 2020 US election. 3 of these campaigns were from Iran, and at least 1 came from Russia. Now, the Iranian campaigns, and I've got notes here, and I quote, "At least one of the Iranian campaigns was regurgitating state media in that country, while the Russian operation had links to the notorious troll farm, the Internet Research Agency." This is according to Facebook. And do you spot the logic here, or rather the flaw in Facebook's logic? Everything they said absolutely makes sense, but a couple of different things. Why are they making it voluntary? Multi-factor authentication is something that they should be pushing out to every human on the planet that wants to get a Facebook account. But Facebook's goal here is not necessarily to secure you. Facebook's goal is to make it as easy as humanly possible for you to sign up and start using their product. By default, out of the gate, they don't tell you about multi-factor authentication or anything like that. I don't believe they've changed that anywhere. You have to go find it, you have to go enable it, and the most of the world is really not necessarily aware of this. I actually have a presentation where I've got research from Pew that says something like, I think it's like 70 or 80% of people could not identify a multi-factor authentication screenshot, in basically a quiz. That is crazy. And so if they are doing this for presidential candidates, which they obviously should, why isn't anybody that's signing up for Facebook not getting the automatic requirement to enable multi-factor authentication? At this point, account hijackings and takeovers are so just prevalent because people keep reusing the same passwords. They get dumped in the dark web, and then we run what's called a credential surfing attack to basically log in with your credentials. And now we have access to Facebook, which basically means we're going to start phishing your entire friend list, and doing whatever we can to try to make money, et cetera, et cetera. That's a very serious problem. I think Facebook is missing the boat here in the sense that what's good for the presidential candidates should be good for every single citizen in the United States and every human on the planet. And if you have Facebook, enable multi-factor authentication. Now, the second flaw in their logic is this. I went back and I looked, and I could not find any major presidential candidate in 2012 or 2016 in the United States that claimed to have their Facebook account taken over. In other words, the hackers broke in, stealing a username and password and all of that. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but a quick Google search, and I could not find any major candidate that happened to. I don't know about any of the minor ones because they did not show up on the radar. And so while Facebook is very busy trying to protect these accounts, which they obviously should, and they should for everybody, what their primary focus, I think, should be is basically on these influence operations, because if they caught 4 in the last week or so, I guarantee you there's probably 1,000 going on, and it's not going to stop. It's not like the Iranians are going to be like, "Oh, you caught us, we're done for the year." Same with the Russians, same with any other nation state that wants to have undue influence into the United States election. That is the biggest issue. That is the serious flaw. And because their backend has been so open to developers, analytics, organizations that basically scrape all of this data, I've done videos on that. We are seeing the fruits of this. This is going to be a perpetual issue. Information warfare on Facebook is the name of the game here. I mean, this is a serious problem, and they're not going to be able to police it. And the measures they've put forth prior to, well, we're going to send you a card to prove that you're a U.S. citizen if you want to post publicly about U.S. politics, is easily spoofed. It's easily fixed. Why can't the Iranians or the Russians pay an American citizen that's sympathetic to their cause to simply do that? And here we are. So I think that is a huge problem that we have. And the flaw in the logic is we need to secure everybody. Multi-factor authentication is that important. Go get yourself a good authenticator app and go secure your stuff, and don't reuse your passwords, because apparently while Facebook cares about the presidential candidates, they're really not telling you to do the same thing, and quite frankly they should be enforcing it for everybody. So that is a primary flaw in their logic, and that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.